Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week. In all lands and ages, stories about maleficent creatures and benevolent monsters were told, but none can match the esteem, fear, and divinity bestowed on dragons, which can come in various colors and forms while owning different magical powers, truly lived up to the awe we gave them, and their narrative is not for the faint of heart. It's only so sad that they are fiction, and we hear of them in legends and myths. However, it's one thing to read about dragons, and it's another to get to meet them. That's why we've taken time to compile a list of the 10 most powerful dragons from mythology. All you need to do is stay tuned and enjoy the video. So let's begin, shall we? Number 10. Fafnir. Deep within the Icelandic Volsunga saga of the Norse mythology lies a dragon named Fafnir. As legend has it, Fafnir was a mighty and fiery dwarf begotten by King Hreidmar, along with his two brothers, Regin and Odr. Fafnir, owing to his strength, had the duty of protecting his father's golden home. However, the story soon changed when the god Loki accidentally killed his brother, Odr, on a hunting trip and was forced to pay a ransom in return. But Loki, being a sly god, paid them with a cursed treasure, which anyone in possession of it is bound to doom. While under the influence of the curse, Fafnir killed his father and carted the treasure away. With his greed and the fear of losing his riches, he transformed into a serpentine dragon with scaly skin, two highly clawed upper arms, and with a poisonous breath that ravaged the neighborhood. However, Fafnir retained the ability to speak and had the power to cast illusions that can madden anyone who comes near. But luckily, he was later killed by Sigurd, the foster son of Regin. Number 9. Amaru. When you think of dragons, you picture beasts with high lust for destruction. Yes, they might indeed be scary, but not all of them are malefic, and Amaru is a good definition of that fact. Amaru is a massive two-headed dragon with a snaky body. One of the heads is of a bird, the other of a puma, or perhaps a llama as described by the people of Incan mythology. It has two wings and a long tail with a stream of lightning. For a dragon, that's quite a beautiful sight. Amaru lived under lakes and rivers, presenting himself as the deity of life and as the link between heaven and earth, as he was believed to hold the sacred medicine of all the lands. It's really no wonder that Amaru was loved by the natives when giving water in times of drought and healing in times of plague are some of the powers that he prizes. When you think of a mighty dragon with a pure heart, Amaru is your perfect choice. Number 8. Mikonawa. Hailing from the Philippine legends, the Mikonawa is a very massive bird-like fire drake with sword-shaped feathers. It is also similar to another Filipino dragon known as Bakunawa. It has a mouth, or should we call it a beak, the size of a lake, eyes as shiny as a mirror, and legs that are as hard as alloy steel. The Mikonawa is a colossal dragon such that it had to live outside the sky, and it could even swallow the sun. No wonder Filipinos believed that it was responsible for eclipses, and it also had the power to bring rain, wind, and earthquakes. A long time ago, the Mikonawa swallowed the sun but got burnt, so he tried eating the 7 moons that the world had at the time. The ancient villagers became troubled with his actions and went to seek divine help. Unfortunately, the Mikonawa managed to swallow 6 of the moons until one of the divine gods banished him from his home for eternity. Now, that's one mighty dragon, Mikonawa. Number 7. Shenlong Dragon. There are 4 most adored dragons in Chinese mythology, which are collectively known as Dragon Kings. Among them are Dilong, the earth dragon in charge of waterways, Tuzanlong, which guards the hidden treasure, Tianlong, which secures the heavenly gate, and this is Shenlong, the spirit dragon. Just like all Dragon Kings, Shenlong had 4 legs, a scaly snake-like blue body with horns on its head, clawed feet, prominent infernal eyes, and has no wings. A good look at Shenlong will give you an impression of solid strength in combo with exceptional magical powers. So, it's no wonder that the dragons were considered to be the king of all animals, and Shenlong especially was a lord of the blizzard and the bringer of rain. Shenlong was held accountable for the well-being of all agrarian lives. Shenlong represented strength, bravery, and divinity among the Chinese royalties, such that they were embroidered on imperial robes. Most Chinese dragons are kind and benevolent, however when ignored, they could wreak unimaginable havoc like floods, drought, and even deadly thunderstorms. Number 6. Cockatrice. Just from the name, it's easy to guess that the cockatrice looks like a chicken. However, they are way more prominent, and it's pretty much better to say that it is the chimera of the Hellenistic and Roman legends. Like the chimeras, the cockatrice has the features of more than one animal, but it is predominantly a dragon with the head of a rooster and the tail of a snake. It has a piercing beak and a long tail you've got to watch out for. Cockatrice was believed to be a product of an egg laid by a hen but incubated by a serpent, and they were kind of extremely rare, you know? They were said to own the strength and stamina of a golem, the flight of a bird, and the venom of a snake. These dragons were like the perfect assassins. The cockatrice could kill just by looking at their eyes, and their poison breath could fall a giant. The only way to kill a cockatrice is by showing them a mirror or exposing them to a rooster's crow. Number 5. Nidhogg. Nidhogg is a dragon whose name translates to the Malice Striker, and it is one of the most fearsome dragons in Norse mythology. He inhabited the roots of Yggdrasil, the mythical tree that connects and holds the Nordic Nine Worlds in place. Nidhogg, as legend had it, was a dragon with a large head furnished with 2 powerful horns, 2 massively clawed arms, a scaly back, and wings like a bat. The thought of Nidhogg alone is enough to drive a man insane. The terrifying beast ate dead people who got trapped in a shore of corpses in the underworld called Nastron. Anyone guilty of crimes like oath-breaking, adultery, murder, or you name it, will surely become feast for the underworld beast. Nidhogg was believed to hold terrors that will lead to the end of the world, and he was always trying to pull down Yggdrasil, which stood as the tree of life for the Vikings by regularly eating its roots, with the hope that one day it will fall, ushering in the Ragnarok apocalypse. Number 4. Ryujin. Well, in our search for powerful dragons, we took a trip to the Japanese folklore, and guess what we found? A custodial dragon with the power of the ocean, the Ryujin. Ryujin has a compact, scaly body with spikes on its back, 2 clawed arms, and generally with an overall expression of might. It has a wide mouth, which, when fully extended, can swallow a whale or even ships. This dragon could shapeshift into humans, and it is very wise as legend has it. Ryujin can bend rain to its will and can turn tides just by breathing. Even with all these fearsome qualities, Ryujin and its nobility chose to be entirely benevolent. Number 3. Stoor Worm. Talk about the true quality of a beast, starting with cruelty and ending with bloodthirst. The Stoor Worm fits it all. Although it relates to the Jormungand, or Midgard serpent of the Norse mythology, it's actually a dragon bred within the sapience of Orcadian folklore. The Stoor Worm is a massive sea dragon with a snaky body, radiantly large eyes, a poisonous breath, and a mouth that could eat up a whole country. With that, we leave the size of its head to your imagination. According to legend, the Stoor Worm pressurized a particular country and would always demand a weekly sacrifice of 7 virgins. But with time, the villagers could no longer meet up with this request, so the king offered anyone who could slaughter this monster his kingdom and the hand of his daughter in marriage. After a lengthy trial, a young farm boy was able to conquer it. Even when it died, its body grew to become Iceland, and its teeth formed the island of Orkney. The dragon proved to be very fierce, even in death. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today, we feature a fire drake so mighty that with a single touch of her mouth or with her tail, she could destroy the whole entire world. Number 2. Kolshedra. Hailing from the Albanian folklore, the Kolshedra, also known as Bola, was considered to be one of the most fearsome dragons ever to exist. Think of a dragon created mainly to kill, a dragon with every ounce of its existence all about destruction. The Kolshedra is just the perfect fit. And one more thing about this dragon, it's a female. During her early phase, following legend, she spent the whole year except one day with her eyes closed. And that day is a St. George's Day when she would open her eyes only to guddle any human that came her way. Kolshedra has a massive serpentine body with many heads, and she dwells beneath the earth. She was described as water, fire, and even a storm devil that spew fire, cause drought, earthquakes, and any other form of natural disasters. Just name it, Kolshedra has it all on her profile. One more thing that makes the Kolshedra a horror to reckon with is her size. She is so big that she could surround the whole world and bite off her tail. Albanians only pray she doesn't do that because when she does, that's the apocalypse. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works. Number 1. Typhon. According to Greek mythology, Typhon was considered to be the father of all monsters. He was responsible for the birth of beasts like Cerberus, the three-headed hound of hell, the Chimera, the Lernaean Hydra, as well as the dangerous winds known as typhoons. Typhon was a man-dragon since he was an overall humanoid form with more than 100 snake heads arising from his shoulders, each one with the ability to breathe deadly fire. As the youngest son of Gaia in Tartarus, he was raised by Python. Typhon is a true definition of the born of monsters raised by a beast parable. Typhon himself is a serpentine giant with wings and notorious for his lawlessness and offensive behavior. You don't really want to come across with this man-dragon. He surely is the deadliest dragon of all. Typhon was so powerful that he even put on the line to overturn Zeus. So, he really must have been mighty to undertake such risk. And according to legend, he almost won. Well, that's it for today, folks. If you were to be a dragon, which one would you be? Drop your view in the comments section down below. See you next time, and as always, thanks for watching.